The following program is rated PG-VG for gratuitous vaping. Strange Vapes. Howdy, folks. Welcome to Strange Vapes. This is Mo, your tour guide through the world of unusual flavor profiles. Today, I'm going to take you 30-somethings back to our childhood, back in the late 80s, early 90s, to a time when Hi-C had the greatest flavor of juice box ever. Yeah, that's right, folks. I know there's at least 6 of you 35-year-olds out there right now saying, Ecto Cooler, and you'd be right. It's exactly what it is. Today I'm looking at white label juices, Ecto Cooler. I mentioned this last week on the Chuck Bronson episode, and actually I want to take a minute to talk about Chuck Bronson, okay? Chuck Bronson ruined my week for me. Because after I was done, now keep in mind, it doesn't take very long for me to film one of these episodes. It's 20, 25 minutes, like an hour if shit's really fucking up. But it's never more than really a half an hour. So that Chuck Bronson sat in this flavor monster for a half an hour tops. Because trust me, as soon as I shut that camera off, I pulled the wicks, I dry burned the coils, I scrubbed the shit out of the atomizer, out of the cap, and I could not get rid of the fucking flavor. It just was ridiculous. I soaked it, I didn't have any rubbing alcohol on me, so I used scotch, because why not? Scotch is good. And soaked it overnight in the scotch, did nothing. It did nothing at all. It was that bad the whole fucking time. Finally, I ended up having to break down. I bought some actual rubbing alcohol, like the real high percent isopropyl alcohol. I love the stuff, because it washes off clean and it just breaks down any oils left on there. And it's really what if you're cleaning, I know there's going to be people out there going to be like, oh, you cannot use rubbing alcohol on your atomizer. Fuck you. You absolutely can. I know people swear by vodka. You can absolutely use rubbing alcohol on your thing. Whatever. This isn't an argument about that. This is just me going on about how long it took me to get Chuck Bronson out of my fucking atomizer. Anyway, I'm done with it. It's gone now. I was able to get rid of it. Today we move on to Ecto Cooler. You know what? Let me just jump in. I'll just jump right into it. I've got kind of a low build. I guess I'll call it my plume monster. It's a 0.2, so it takes a little while to heat up. I'm going to start at 50 watts. I found at 40 watts I just can't get the flavor there. I can't do anything with it. Now here's the thing. This is not the first time I've tried this juice. As you can tell, half the fucking bottle's missing. Of course it's not entirely true. This is a 30 ml bottle. I put 30 of the 120, 100, whatever it is, into this. So that's where a good chunk of that missing juice is. It's right here. But I did take this juice with me to work one night, and I vaped it for a whole night. And I gotta tell you, it was really enjoyable. I wish I had gotten it in a 3. I got it in a 0 because I wanted to, because at the time I was only vaping zeros, and then I kind of started to get edgy about it, and I went back up to the 3s. But at the time I was only vaping zeros. I thought it was great at the time. It's been sitting on my shelf for, I don't know, at least a month, maybe 2, maybe even 3 at this point. And I gotta tell you, it's not nearly as good as it used to be. It's the first time I've ever experienced this, steeping a juice for that long. I mean, not officially steeping it, but sitting a juice for that long and having it not build in flavor. So I don't know if it's the clear bottle, if it's the plastic, if it has anything. I don't know what it is. It's just that this is not what it was. When it was fresh, it was pretty good. I mean, I guess it's probably the reason why you hear people running through, 100, 120, whatever mils of white label so fast, is because you kind of have to. If you let it sit, I guess it's just not going to live up to it. But anyway, at 50 watts, where it is right now, you get the initial flavor of the Ecto Cooler, and when people ask me, well, what's Ecto Cooler, I'm like, I don't know, it's like a citrus punch sort of thing, but it has a very unique flavor. You ask what's Ecto Cooler? Well, it's Ecto Cooler. It's kind of hard to explain. But it does have that sort of citrus sweetness to it. The flavor is pretty dead on for what the Ecto Cooler is. My problem is, and I don't know if this is a problem with all white label juices, because I've only really tried the Ecto Cooler. I really do need to order from them again. But my problem with it is on the exhale, you get all of that flavor on the inhale. On the exhale, it's just like as if you were vaping pure VG. And if I don't know if you have vaped pure VG, but it's just sort of this slightly sweet nothingness, if that makes any sense. Almost like dipping a spoon covered in sugar into hot water and then licking the spoon. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing really there, slightly metallic, with a little bit of sweetness to it. That's really all it is. So, great on the inhale. Exhale, not very good. The metallicness of it just really takes away for me. But let's turn this up. Let's take this to the next level. Let's see. We did 50 watts before. Let's do 80 watts now. So here we go. Make sure I still have juice in here because I don't want to dry it. It's a little better. It's a little better at the higher wattage, at the 80 at least. The flavor is exactly the same, but it's a little bit more intense. But the problem is that makes the exhale that much more intense as well. So the inhale is very enjoyable. I have a sneaking suspicion if this was a 3, I'd like it more. I don't know what it is about, but that very light amount of nicotine in the juice makes the whole thing that much better. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that. But yeah, I'll do another toot at 80 for science. Yeah, it's really not bad. All right, so let's crank this fucker up to 100, and I am going to put a little bit more juice on here. All right, 100 watts, Ecto Cooler for science. That's a little hot. It kind of brings the things I don't like about the exhale, it kind of brings them to the inhale, so it kind of makes the whole thing not very good. And I had actually dropped some into my Ambassador, which up until this morning tasted like chicken and fucking waffles. Not that it's bad, the juice was great, it's just that's what it tasted like. But this one I have a 0.1. Yeah, it's a 0.1 build in there. Quad coil. Right now there's Berry Dreams by Coil Vapes in here, but But it was sort of the same situation as this at 100. It was that with that super high, that low build. I think that one comes out to like 110. I can't remember what the wattage was on that. It's 136. So, you know, with the 0.1 build, quad coil in that, it comes out to 136 watts. It's just that much worse, you know. But I mean, I guess if you keep the wattage low, it's not bad. I guess also if you don't let it sit around for too long, it's not bad. I guess I just let mine sit for too long. But that was Ecto Cooler. For flavor, I'm gonna judge it on its flavor based on when it was fresh. I'm gonna give it a 3. It's a pretty decent discount juice. You know, I mean, I didn't mind it. I really didn't. But if you let it sit too long, you know, it just seems like it kind of goes to shit a little bit, starts to break down in the flavor. It does exactly the opposite of what juices should do when they sit around for too long. You know, normally the flavors intensify. In this one, they just kind of seem to go away. So, I mean, that's a negative point. But still, flavor's a 3. For strangeness, it's not that strange at all. I mean, it's just a great little nostalgia boost, and because of such the bad experience I had last week with the Chuck Bronson, I mean, that really legitimately was one of the worst juice experiences I've ever had. I needed to come in this week and do something not so harsh, you know, something that was still a little strange, but not something that would make me vomit. So I went with the Ecto Cooler. It's not bad. I would actually recommend it because remembering it back when it was fresh, I really enjoyed it. So I would recommend it, absolutely. You know, White Label has some great juices, and I think Ecto Cooler is one of them, just fresh. Anyway, that's about it for me. Nothing really to plug right now, but next week I should have something new, and that's really going to be a game changer for me, and you will see it then. So this has been Mo. You've been watching Strange Vapes. Keep vaping strange, folks. Keep vaping strange.
Do you have an unusual juice you'd like me to try? Email me at strangevapes@gmail.com, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.